my dog crashed the self-driving vehicle. Hey guys, it's Molly here again for another video, and it's time for another story starring this guy. Starring you. Yeah. He could care less, honestly. So, yes, I somehow managed to crash a self-driving vehicle. I don't have a treat for you. He thinks I have a treat. No treats. I bribed him with a treat to get up. This story took place a couple of years ago in the middle of a frosty winter day in Toronto. I guess technically not in Toronto. That's a lie. Everybody from Toronto, we're all just like, oh, it's Toronto. But really it's like the outskirts of Toronto. It took place in Waterloo. It was the university, was it University of Waterloo or Laurier University? They're both in Waterloo. It gets confusing. It was one of those universities. It was there. I think it was Laurier. Regardless, most of you watching this aren't from there and will have no idea what words I'm spewing out of my mouth right now, so it really has no relevance. So I was contacted because a television station wanted to do a piece on a blind person behind the wheel of a self-driving vehicle. They wanted to get like the reaction and all this stuff, and of course when they call me up and they're like, hey, we're looking for a blind person to test out a self-driving vehicle, do you want to do it? I was like, heck yes, absolutely. Now unfortunately it wasn't a car, very sad. It was a self-driving golf cart. Woo! It's like the cool thing when you're 80 at a retirement home to have a self-driving golf cart. I was gonna test drive the self-driving golf cart that these 3 guys in university had come up with for a school project. And the school project went so well and it was so successful that they had actually dropped out of university, and the day after filming were going to be flying to Silicon Valley to pitch investors. And this golf cart was going to be put into retirement communities, into resort communities as the vehicle to get residents or guests from point A to B. So it was really cool. These like young guys were really successful, super like nerdy, geeky guys. They were really sweet. We show up, it's freezing cold. Freezing! I'm in like literally a snowman hat and a big jacket, all cozied up. Oh, we try to snuggle. And so I, of course, had my guide dog Gallop there with me. My mom drove us. We all meet in this parking lot because they set up the track. Because basically the way this self-driving vehicle works is the guys programmed in their system a route for the car to take me on, or for the golf cart to take me on, and then the golf cart takes me on that route. And the golf cart was taking me on a figure 8 through this parking lot. So there was a couple obstacles that it would go around, aka cars, but other than that it was like an empty parking lot. So we go to this parking lot, we get out, get all mic'd up, meet the camera crew, meet the guys, get in the golf cart, and it's a pretty standard golf cart. There's the front seat and like 1 back row. So obviously the shot that they want is me like sitting in the driver's seat with my hands not on the wheel as a blind person being guided around in this golf cart. So they made us do this, like go around in this figure 8 so many times, because like we want a shot from this angle, we want a shot from that angle. Now we want a shot where the guys who designed it are sitting in the back seat. Now we want a shot where it's just you. Now we want a shot where one of them is in the front seat with you. Like, they just wanted every shot imaginable of this figure 8 loop. And it was so cold that I was like, dear God, help me. And it's not like that exciting. Like, yes, it's cool the first figure 8. Maybe the second figure 8 is cool that I'm in a vehicle that's driving itself. But by like the 10th time when it's freezing cold, it's getting less cool. Not physically, it's getting actually more cool. They want shots with Gallop, my guide dog. Now my guide dog is 90 pounds. He's a very large, half black lab, half Bernese mountain dog. There's a lot of dog to this dog. And getting him into this small golf cart is not an easy feat. And they want him to be sitting in the front seat with me. And so we got him to do it a couple of times, but he was very uneasy about it. And every time the golf cart would stop at the end, he would like jump out. Like, he did not want to do this. They said to me, we want 1 more shot, which is a famous line in show business. This was probably the 5th time they said 1 more time. And they said, we really want Gallop. And I said, honestly, he's not gonna do it again. He's done it a couple of times. He's been really uncomfortable. Can we just do it with me? And they said, no, we really want Gallop. And I said, I just don't feel like it's a good idea. I don't want to force my dog to do something he's uncomfortable with. And they said, could you please just try to get your dog on one more time? Like, then I promise you we're gonna be finished. Like, let's just coax him on. I'm sure he'll do it. He did great the other times. And I was like, here's what I'll do. I'll ask him to get on. If he doesn't get on, that's it. Or if he gets on and jumps off the other side, which is something he kept doing. He would like get on the one side and then get right off from the other side, because obviously golf carts are like open on either side. So I said, if he gets off, he gets off. Like, I'm not gonna force my dog on. I ask him to get on. Being the beautifully well-behaved dog he is, he gets on and he sits. But I could tell he wasn't like, he was grumpy about it, you know? Like, he was probably, I couldn't see the face, but I'm sure he was making a face about it. But he's being polite and he's sitting there. And I was like, okay, let's give it one more go. We're going around the loop. First loop, we're golden. We're heading into the second loop. We've gone around an obstacle and are supposed to be like heading back now. And all of a sudden, and I've done this route like so many times that I know how it's meant to feel, you know? Like, I'm ready. I'm like, and we've gone around this loop, and like I'm ready. I feel like we've gone around this obstacle, and all of a sudden, we kept going straight. And I was like, oh God, this does not feel right. And I immediately like turned back where everybody else was. I hear them all being like, oh my God, and like everybody starts running after the vehicle. And it's going faster. This thing is picking up speed here. I know this is not a good situation. Everybody is like running after me like, stop, stop. And I'm like, it's self-driving. Like, nobody ever told me that, like, nobody taught me safety precautions for this thing. We're just rolling on through and hard landing into a car. We crash and stop into a car, one of the crew members' cars, and they pull the vehicle back. And what was so funny is as I'm going off course, a police car comes and starts following me. So this police car is like tailing me, and these guys with their controllers are trying to stop it, but it's not working. Like, they're supposed to be able to control it from their system, and they cannot. This is just fully veering off course. It has gone rogue. And so the police car is chasing me. I'm just like, can't see where I'm going or what I'm doing. And so this crash landing, it was a shock to me. They get me out, they get Gallop out. He jumps out like, like all like happy to be getting out. They pull this back. There is damage to the front like wheel. I don't know anything about cars. The thing around the wheel was damaged. There was like dents and scratches. Police officer comes. He's like checking in on me. He just like happened to be there. It was the most bizarre thing. Officer is now questioning me. He's taking statements. He is acting like this is like a typical traffic accident. And he's like, do you have insurance? I'm like, I don't even have a license. Like, what is happening? The three guys who invented this thing are like freaking out. They're all yelling at each other. They're trying to figure out what went wrong. They had previously told me, this is one of the like audio clips they got for the show. When they were in the cart with me, I was like supposed to be kind of interviewing them about it. And one of my questions is, has it ever crashed? Like, have you ever had an accident? They said, we are so proud to say we have had 100% success. Not one accident. The day before they go to Silicon Valley to pitch investors, I ruined their 100% success streak. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? This just you get a blind person behind a vehicle, it's never gonna be good. Like, I was like, I don't know what happened. So then they come over and they're looking at Gallop and I. They put us back and they're looking at how we're sitting, and they look at the golf cart and they realize that my dog was so unhappy to be put back in that golf cart that he took his little paw and he pushed the button on the floorboard that deactivated self-driving, which is why even on their end, they could not stop me once it started to veer off course, because it was now back into manual driving mode. It had to be driven, stopped, everything done by the person in the vehicle, which was me or a dog. Essentially, I did not crash the self-driving vehicle. My dog crashed the self-driving vehicle. And this is, my friends, why you never force a guide dog to do something he doesn't want to do. When people are like, how do you know if a dog really wants to work? Because if they don't want to work, they'll let you know. I promise you that. If they don't want to work, I remember my guide dog Gypsy, if she didn't want to go to school with me, she just wouldn't get out of bed. She was like a little kid throwing a tantrum. She's like, no, I'm not leaving bed today. I don't want to work. I'm tired. I want the day off. I'm calling in sick. She was just like, you know, they'll let you know if they don't want to work. And he let us know that he was not happy to be put back in that self-driving vehicle. He was like, I'm so over this. I am done. I ain't putting up with this no more. Deactivate. Police officer like takes down all the information because obviously like this guy's car was now damaged, so he was gonna have to go through his insurance company. So they were trying to figure out all the legalities of like who was gonna pay the insurance, like all of this stuff, who was at fault for the accident. And so they put down the dog. And so we're on the way home in the car from this shoot, and we're just dying laughing at this whole situation, that there was a police officer, like it was so ridiculous. And he calls me and I pick up the phone and he's like, okay, I'm just like back at the police station with my sergeant and I'm writing up the full report on, you know, who caused the accident. So could you give me Gallup's age, name, breed? And they're literally taking Gallup's information as the culprit for the crash. I wonder if he's the first dog to cause a crash. Definitely probably the first one to cause the crash of a self-driving vehicle. I felt so bad for those boys. They were like in a tizzy and I was just like, okay, thanks so much for having me film. This is great. Bye-bye now. I told them. Didn't I, Mom? I was telling everybody that I did not think putting Gallup in was gonna be a good idea.
And even I was saying, oh no, he'll be fine.
Everybody was like, no, he'll be fine. Just do it. And I was like, no. I'm listening to my dog's vibes. I'm feeling what he is giving me, and I don't think he's happy about it. I don't know what the moral of the story here is, other than listen to your pets. Listen to your guide dogs or service animals. I hope you enjoyed this story. It makes me laugh, like just every time I think about it. And I really hope that Silicon Valley went well for those boys. I don't know what became of them or their self-driving golf cart, but honestly, like for 3 guys at a university project, like good for them. They did well for themselves. Smart kids, stay in school, guys. That's what I have to say to you. All right, I love you guys also very much. Give it a thumbs up if you found this funny, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't joined the fam. We'd appreciate it.